We're live in Sweden, Gothenburg. Big Wiz, big tunes, big stages, alright? Get ready, let's go.
Rap outside, Sweden, African boys worldwide, you get me?
I'm sure everybody knows who Wizkid is, and majority of us have an idea about how he got to fame. But do we know the full story behind his evolution and success? I mean, who knows he was once called Lil Prince, then Wizkid to Starboy, then Wheezy, Mashallah, and now Big Wiz. There is most definitely a great story behind this great Afrobeat artist, and I'm ready to bring that story to you guys. The story behind the greatest of all time, Wizkid. Let's get into it. Let's go back to when it all started. The birth of Wizkid on July 16, 1990 in Surulere, Lagos. He was named Ayodeji Ibrahim Balogun. He grew up in a household with 12 female siblings. Wizkid grew up listening to great musicians like King Sunny Ade, Fela Kuti, and Bob Marley. So, how did Wizkid get to singing music himself? Well, in an interview, Wizkid said he had initially formed a group called the Glorious Five with a couple of his church friends, and during this time, he went by the stage name Lil Prince, which was a bit tacky, but it only lasted until 2006 before changing his name to Wizkid. When Wizkid was doing all that Lil Prince movements, we didn't know about him then. So how did he get to know Banky W, release his hit debut single Holla At Your Boy, and blow up? Well, there's quite a story behind that. Wizkid signed a record deal with Empire Mate Entertainment in 2009. He began writing songs for the likes of Banky W, working with Neto C and MI, while also developing his own sound. Now, during all of this, he couldn't keep up with school. He had to drop out of Lagos State University in mid-2009. He also later got into Leeds City University, but he eventually dropped out too, just to focus on his music. Well, he already had a record deal, so what was the point of school? However, in late 2009, he started recording his debut studio album called Superstar, but released Holla At Your Boy in 2010 as the album's lead single. And that's how majority of the world came to know about Wizkid, because the single was a major success, which earned him his first award in 2011, which was the Eddie's Next Rated Award. 2010 was kind of a Wizkid year. He released many bangers from Tease Me to Don't Doll, which were major hits that year, becoming a street anthem and club bangers. He later released the Superstar album in 2011, which featured artists like Banky W, Skills, The Prince, and Wande Cool. Wizkid's growth was kind of blessed and fast. He was accepted locally and internationally, and we can even say it was he who pushed the Afrobeat sound internationally with his collaborations. Wizkid toured London in 2012 alongside other EME artists. They also toured the United States, and due to Wizkid's influence, it was easy to push the Afrobeat sound there. However, between 2012 and 2014, Wizkid was already recording his second studio album called Ayo. He featured artists like Femi Kuti, Banky W, Sheishe, Fino, Tiger, Akon, and Wale. This album was also fantastic, even pushing Wizkid to greater heights by its release. The lead single from the album is Jaye Jaye, where Femi Kuti was featured on. This song did massive numbers in early 2013 when it was released. Wizkid even said he featured Femi Kuti to prevent people from thinking he only sings about girls, money, and material things, which was smart. In 2013, we also got the track On Top Your Matter from Wizkid, which was magical. Fast forward to 2015 when Wizkid and Banky W began to have a fallout. He released the music video for Oju Elegba, a deep song that talks about all the struggles he went through when he first got to the industry. 2015 was, however, the year Wizkid began making moves internationally. He was set to release a third album, but later went on to feature Chris Brown on a song called African Bad Girl. And in early 2016, he was featured on Drake's single One Dance, which went on to become an international smash hit, topping charts in over 15 countries. This song pushed Wizkid's popularity and international recognition, helping the Afrobeat sound even get more attention. To further push his international identity and further his career, he signed a record deal with RCA Records, leaving behind EME. It was then Wizkid decided to release his third studio album called Sounds from the Other Side on July of 2017. Now, this album has a lot of international features, which was very good at the time of release. Afrobeat was still just starting to get wildly known then, so it was good to feature internationally. It featured artists like Drake, Chris Brown, Major Lazer, T.Y. Dollar Sign, and some others. This album was so good that it had 3 great banging singles like Daddy Yo, Sweet Love, and most especially Come Closer featuring Drake. Now, this track caught almost everyone by surprise. Seeing Wizkid working with Drake on his own personal project was just great to experience. It was in 2018 Wizkid began to get massive rewards for his talents. He became the first Afrobeat artist to appear in the 2018 Guinness World Records for his contribution to One Dance by Drake, and his song Sucker became his first Afrobeat single to be certified gold in Canada. At the time, this feat was actually very massive, and it still is. Wizkid's shining moments did not cease in 2018, as in 2019 he was featured on Beyoncé's Brown Skin Girl, a track from her album The Lion King, The Gift. This collaboration earned Wizkid a lot of nominations at major international awards. For example, he got himself 2 Soul Train Music Awards, a NAACP Image Award, a BET Award, and his first Grammy Award for Best Music Video. In 2019, we also got hit singles like Joro and Ghetto Love from Wizkid. It was in 2020 Wizkid began to hint on the release of his 4th studio album called Made in Lagos. He released the album's lead single called Smile, featuring American singer Her, and another single called No Stress, and went on to announce in September that he would be releasing the Made in Lagos album on the 15th of October, though it was later postponed due to the nationwide protest tagged End SARS. He released it on the 30th of October 2020 eventually. After the album's release, a single from the album called Essence featuring Tems went on to become an international smash hit, becoming the first Nigerian song to chart on the US Billboard Hot 100. Later in 2021, Wizkid released a remix of the song Essence by featuring Canadian singer Justin Bieber. The song became the highest charting song on the Billboard Hot 100 by an African artist, peaking at number 11 on October 4, 2021. That's really a major achievement, and it's really difficult for Afrobeat songs to peak that high, and Wizkid was the first artist to pull it off. In November 2021, at the 64th Annual Grammy Award, his album Made in Lagos and his song Essence earned him 2 Grammy nominations, and in the same month, he also received 4 Soul Train Award nominations, winning 1 for Essence for Best Collaboration. We must not forget to mention that it was due to the success of Essence that made Tems become an international sensation. Wizkid has the influence and talent, and I'm sure everyone's aware of that. Now, Wizkid announced the release of his 5th studio album called More Love, Less Ego on the 1st anniversary of Made in Lagos, and he originally set to release it on the 22nd of January 2022, which was the last day of the Made in Lagos tour. But however, he went on to release it on the 11th of November 2022, and I must say the album was also a banger. Though many people say the album did not perform as well as Made in Lagos, which is actually true. Wizkid and his team did not give More Love, Less Ego enough promotion, but the album was still a perfect project regardless, and I'm sure everyone that knows good music is aware of that. The latest project Wizkid has released is the Soundman Volume 2 EP, which is a 4-track EP, and he made an impromptu impromptu announcement of the EP in December of last year and went on to release it on the 21st of December. Now, this EP features Zlatan and Wandeko. It has performed significantly good and I must say has been a major success, with all tracks being major bangers, especially the one it featured Zlatan called IDK and Wandeko Olulufe. Those tracks have been performing very well, with millions of streams. Wizkid actually made it known that he recorded IDK, with Zlatan a few days after he lost his mom, so we can all understand the kind of energy he put into the track, and that's why the song was so good. Wizkid has come a long way since 2009, and that's 15 years ago. Seeing that he has been on this grind since way back, not only has he grown to become the greatest of all time, but he has also helped push the Afrobeat sound into the international space, pushing young artists and supporting everyone that needs supporting in the industry. Even if you say you're not a part of the Wizkid FC, at one point in your life, you are falling in love with the sensational singer, and you know that his music is part of the greatness that has come from Nigeria and Afrobeat. Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and if you're part of the Wizkid FC, you should also indicate. And thank you for making it this far. Thank you for watching, and we'll see in the next video. Bye guys, I hope you finally gotten to know the story behind the greatest of all time, Wizkid.